Hey, what's up, guys? This is Spoon J Gaming, and I am checking out Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive review. Is it worth playing? By Jerry Plays, and thinking about checking out this game. So we're gonna see uh, how good it is. I've seen the anime, right? And I really enjoyed it. I've read some of the webtoon, but one of my favorite animes of 2025. So I think it was 2025, 24, last couple years. So, but it's a very amazing anime. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Crunchyroll. But Soul Leveling Arise. So let's check this out. So we got.
Leveling Arise Overdrive, the game that lets you live out every solo leveling fan's dream of going from weakest hunter to shadow monarch.
And I wonder if like you can. I don't know how in depth they're gonna go with this as far as the anime is concerned. As far as like, it looks like you can, I guess, maybe pick different ones, like go through different hunters. So, but in the sense of like, Jinwoo he's a necromancer, can do basic, sword skills and stuff like that. If you can do both of those, or you can pick one or whatever. 'Cause if that's the case, I'm definitely going necro.
Let's talk about what works, what doesn't, and whether this game deserves a spot on your download list when the full game drops.
All right.
In Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive, you jump right into the timeline of the webtoon story. You're Sung Jin Woo, yes, the same E-class hunter who could barely survive a D-rank dungeon without breaking every bone in his body. The demo drops you midway through his story, showing his transformation from a weakling to a monster.
I do kind of wish, I know they're going off the webtoon, but I do kind of wish in a way that you can also be like create your own hunter and actually, well, I guess you probably could, but uh, like instead of Jinwoo, it can be somebody else. Like you make your own character, and whatnot, and kind of live out what it's like to be a hunter in the solo leveling universe.
Monster slaying powerhouse. Fans of the webtoon will instantly recognize the same arcs, the same characters, and the same weapons, even the same energy that made the original story so addictive. And here's something extra. Netmarble confirmed there'll be new story chapters exclusive to Overdrive. That
Oh wow,
means some
okay,
brand new narrative content that didn't exist in the webtoon.
that's
Steam's
dope.
description even teases that players will dive into both the original story and new adventures exclusive to the game.
I like that because if you like because these types of games when they go into them, it's kind of like you want to play it, but if you haven't, if you like, how far are they going to go from the first season to the second season? Like we're going into the third season, so it's like, is it going to spoil or whatever? So sometimes you don't really know, right? But I think it's cool that because I think right now we're up to two seasons, so therefore I should know this but still I think it's two seasons. Yeah. So yeah, it's two seasons. So basically, uh, we kind of, you don't want to guys get spoiled, but like you want to play, but like, well, shit, I don't want to know what else is gonna, how far they're gonna go with it, what they're gonna do with it. So, but I think it's cool that there as like kind of overdrive only content. So I think that's good.
No clue what those
Fan on
new
the
arcs
story.
will look like yet, but at least it's not a total rehash. The demo itself does a decent job setting the tone. You get a short cinematic that recaps Jinwoo's rise so far, and then
Did you know you can AFK Bloods and Zaya whilst learning to code in Python? Go to boot.dev.
boom, you're thrown right into combat. It's fast-paced, flashy, and surprisingly responsive. The story beats in between missions are handled with animated cutscenes and in-game dialogue that looks cleaner than expected. Now, this isn't an open world experience. Don't expect to wander around Seoul or casually bump into NPCs in cafes. The structure is mission-based. You hang out in a central hub, choose missions on a world map, and jump into dungeons or environments tied to each chapter. Each chapter has multiple missions. The demo's first chapter alone has 7 of them, And since there are supposed to be around 10 chapters in total, that's roughly 60 missions in the full game. That's a solid amount of content if they all stay this dense. Inside missions, you're running through mostly linear levels, caves, deserts full of scorpions, icy tundras, and dark dungeons ripped straight out of the webtoon. There's not much free exploration, but what's there looks great. The art style mixes comic flair with semi-realistic detail, and honestly, it looks better in motion than in screenshots. The focus clearly isn't on exploring, it's on combat, and that's where Overdrive really starts flexing.
That's fun.
Combat in solo leveling Arise Overdrive feels meaty. The game gives you a complete moveset right from the start. You've got your normal attacks, 2 basic skills that cost MP, 1 weapon skill tied to your current weapon, 3 QTE skills that trigger after certain moves, and 1 big ultimate skill that charges over time. Then comes the real hook, the Monarch's Awakening gauge. When it's full, you transform into Jinwoo's Shadow Monarch form, and everything changes. New basic attacks, new skills, new ultimates, the works. It feels like the game drops a mini power trip right into your hands. Defense also matters. You can block or dodge, but perfectly timing it triggers extreme evasion or deflection, letting you counterattack in style. Pulling that off mid-battle feels ridiculously satisfying.
Yeah.
And if that's not enough,
So it looks like the combat's gonna be kind of like wow, I fucking just forgot. Ooh, right. Wuthering Waves. It's probably it looks similar to kind of like that combat with the parry system as well as the dodge. Well, I don't know a parry system, but definitely the dodge. And you get kind of effects, whatever. Like if you do a perfect dodge, perfect parry.
you can summon other hunters mid-fight. They can either assist with a flashy attack or be swapped in completely so you can play as them. This brings in the elemental system. Each attack or skill has a type like Illuminate, Cold Ice, Scorch, Erode, or Haunt. Stack 2 different ones and you trigger an elemental chain that melts enemies with chaos and overwhelm damage. It's flashy, rewarding, and actually feels tactical once you get the hang of it. Combat is fast, full of particle effects, and loaded with that you're overpowered feeling the story is known for. The only downside? After a while, it can start feeling repetitive. You'll notice similar enemy patterns and combos repeating across missions. The depth is there, but the variety still needs a little work before calling it a complete experience. After each mission, you're graded from E to SSS. The higher your rank, the better your rewards. More XP, more loot, more materials. Leveling up increases your core stats like HP, attack, and defense, and gives you stat points to assign manually. There are 5 main stats: strength, vitality, agility, intelligence, and perception. Each does more than it sounds.
He looks cool.
Y'all, we planning a new song.
Strength reduces block damage. Agility helps with perfect dodges. Perception improves your deflect timing, and so on. It's small details like that that make stat allocation feel more meaningful than just add damage. Then you've got the skill tree system, and there's a lot of it. 12 trees in total, including 4 main combat styles: Assassin, Duelist, Elementalist, and Ruler, 6 weapon trees, and 2 utility ones for Physique and Monarch's Awakening. Each uses its own scrolls, so you're not forced to pick one path and abandon the others. You can respec anytime, which makes experimentation easy. The game really encourages you to play around, mix builds, and see what fits your combat style. Weapon crafting and upgrading also play a big part. You can gather materials from dungeons and bosses, then craft weapons in the hub. Some are iconic from the webtoon, like Kasaka's Venom Fang and the Demon King's daggers. Weapons can evolve into higher tiers, and their special skills scale with your stats. It's a satisfying progression loop, especially if you enjoy farming gear. Visually, Overdrive is striking. The art blends cell shading and realism, giving everything that half anime, half ARPG look. Lighting, particle effects, and skill animations pop off the screen. When Jinwoo activates his monarch form, the whole screen explodes in black shadows. It genuinely feels
Okay.
epic. The environments themselves are solid, though not overly detailed. You'll notice that most areas are designed for combat first and exploration second. Still, each region looks distinct enough to keep things fresh. Sound design is another win. The soundtrack slaps during boss fights, and every hit sounds heavy. The voice acting fits the tone too. No overacting, no weird delivery, just clean energy. So, is Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive worth playing based on the demo? If you love the webtoon or just enjoy flashy action RPGs, absolutely. It's a fun ride. The combat feels tight, the visuals are gorgeous, and Jinwoo's power fantasy finally feels playable. It captures the spirit of solo leveling better than expected. But it's not perfect. The linear mission design might feel restrictive
this
for those
getting
who
kinda
want
boring
open
to
world
watch, though.
freedom. The combat, while deep, could use more variety to keep long sessions exciting, and the multiplayer side still hasn't shown its full potential. Still, for a demo, it's impressive. It sets up a strong foundation for the full release. It's the kind of game where you might log in just to unleash shadow armies for 30 minutes, grin like an idiot, and log out satisfied. In short, Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive is shaping up to be one of the most faithful anime to game adaptations out there. It just needs a bit more polish and variety to truly stand out. So yeah, if you're a fan
I think this game, because it's gonna be worth. It's gonna like what be $60, I believe. The only problem is I think that, like I said, this game can get kind of boring quickly, just because it's more mission based, not open world. So basically, it's kind of people will burn out quick on it. It's in my opinion. I think that's what it's gonna kind of be. What's gonna kind of happen. Um, but it seems like it's fun, you know. So I might check it out, see what they're saying. Okay. Give them a like. But yeah. So that's kind of like my impressions of it. It seems kind of interesting. I might check it out. Probably will. We'll see. Comes out the 24th on Steam and Xbox PC. So, and the enemies look fun. It's well. It'll be interesting. And like I said, I don't know about like the online co-op and whatever, but I do like the site. This is what I definitely will be using. So it's kind of about it. Uh, this my reaction to Jerry Plays Soul Leveling Rise overview. Or review. So appreciate it. Till next time, guys. I'll see everybody later.